Good afternoon to everyone and welcome to PAHO Virtual Campus of Public Health. We're very happy to see you all here with us. My name is Benjamin Puertas. I am the advisor for Human Resources for Health in PAHO for the Caribbean, based in Barbados. And also I'm the general coordinator of this course that we're very happy to launch today. This afternoon, we're going to have two different parts. The first one is going to be a short opening ceremony. We're very happy to have with us Ms. Jessie Choudane. She is the PAHO Sub-Regional Program Coordinator for the Caribbean. And the second part will be the Virtual Campus of Public Health orientation. So that will be a more practical moment, but I think this is going to be quite an hour that we're going to spend with you. So I will just hand the floor to Ms. Jessie Choudane. Again, she is the PAHO Sub-Regional Program Coordinator for the Caribbean based in Barbados.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's great to see all your faces. I'm not seeing everybody's face though. I'm hoping that we can see faces so that we can, create a nice community of learners. Great, there's some more faces. Thank you.
Jessie, the volume is a bit low, so if you can get maybe closer to the mic.
Okay, does this help?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, great. So welcome everybody to this course. We're very excited today to be launching this course. This is a long time in the making and we're very excited to have you here. This is the first course that's actually being produced through our partnership between PAHO and NextGenU. And for those of you that don't know NextGenU, it's the world's first portal to free accredited online education. So we're very happy to have this partnership with NextGenU. So leadership is one of those skills that is always in demand and very much sought after. So it's not surprising that we have such a great level of participation on this course. And especially now, during these times with COVID-19 pandemic, and most of us, working in the healthcare sector, we're in the front line of the pandemic. And we're witnessing firsthand how leadership is critical to the COVID-19 response. One of the more important leadership skills that I've been seeing during the COVID response is around emotional intelligence, the ability to listen and empathy, the ability to adapt, and the capacity for resilience, especially during these changing times where everything is so unpredictable and changing. So throughout this 11-week course, we're going to have the opportunity to hear from different leaders on their experiences and actions that they've taken, especially during these changing and unpredictable times. This course targets public health managers and leaders. The course will contribute towards further developing leadership skills and inspiring a cadre of public health leaders for the Caribbean. This leadership course will also be offered as part of a certificate or diploma program in health policy and health systems that we're working on with the University of the West Indies. And so it's an effort, a collaboration that we have with the University of the West Indies and also with NextGenU to strengthen skills and capacities among healthcare workers in the Caribbean. So all of you here are leaders in your own capacity. We're going to have the opportunity to do some introductions, but just to share a little bit of the profile of those of you on this first cohort of classes. We have some permanent secretaries, unit directors, senior medical officers, program coordinators, and project officers. So we have a great first group, and you're going to have the opportunity to learn from each other. And I hope that you can use your experiences and share your experiences because we all have something to learn from one another. This course will provide the opportunity to enhance your leadership skills, and these are skills that you can use during the COVID pandemic, but obviously beyond, as you face challenging situations or just to strengthen your skills overall. And so the course includes a blended learning strategy, And you'll have access to interviews with some public health leaders. And the course will also provide comprehensive and competency-based training to ensure that you attain the skills that we're aiming to have you learn, that you have the knowledge, the attitudes required to become world-class leaders. So I'm pleased with the level of the participation that we have. We have 54 participants registered from 14 countries in the Caribbean. So that's excellent and very happy about that. We're also so pleased about this collaboration that we have with NextGenU and want to thank the work of Dr. Erica Frank, who's been such a wonderful collaborator and one of the academic coordinator behind this class who helped put this class together. She's also professor and Canada Research Chair at the University of British Columbia and founder of NextGenU. So her energy and her enthusiasm for the topic has brought us to this point that we are right now. I also want to thank Dr. Benjamin Puertas, who is the advisor for Human Resources for Health here at PAHO and the sub-regional team, and he's also the general coordinator for this. And also big thanks to Benjamin for helping make this happen. So on behalf of PAHO and the Virtual Campus for Public Health, I want to welcome you all to this course, Public Health Leadership, Leading the Health Sector During COVID-19 and Beyond. And enjoy, and we want to hear your feedback afterwards. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Jessie. We appreciate very much your words. I'm going to continue trying to explain a little bit why training in leadership, why now, and why the course on public health leadership. Health systems are facing an increasingly turbulent, confusing, and threatening environment. And those changes are not new. These were happening even longer before the pandemic started. So what are these changes? These are related to legislative and policy initiatives, the influence of the economic and market forces, not only at the national, but also the international level. We have demographic transitions, we have changes in lifestyles in the Caribbean, technological advances, and of course, fundamental healthcare delivery changes. So that was happening before. So even without COVID-19, leadership and training in leadership was essential because of this situation, because of this environment. Why now? It could have been before, of course, but now it's an even more important moment because we need to think about the strategies that are designed and intended to adapt to change. So that word change is going to be there forever. It has been there before, but now we're feeling it because it has changed every single aspect of our lives. So change will continue in the health sector as well, with or without the pandemic. David Navarro, the special envoy to the WHO director on COVID-19, he said these words that I think are very important. Adaptation to the coronavirus outbreak is a leadership imperative, a leadership imperative. So we need to adapt to many changes, to new social rules and behavior, to changes in the health sector, something that is really affecting to all of us. So what about the course? We adjusted some of the modules and included materials that relate to leadership and sanitary emergencies, discussions, real cases which relate to the COVID-19 response in each of your countries. So the idea is that you're going to find a course that's going to be quite current and appropriate for these present circumstances. We also will learn from your experiences as leaders, and we will share them with ours as well. And then what? So why the purpose of having another public health leadership? Yes, perhaps this is another course, one course, but it's up to you to continue building up your leadership skills, capacities, And why? Because your countries expect you to become leaders who discover your own transformative events, who combine various types of leadership, being a strategist to lead the health system in its transition to resilient organizations, being alchemists to achieve true transformations in health with the will and humility of those who work to achieve universal health. So the Pan American Health Organization has been doing quite an effort to put together with the Next Gen University Discourse. I remember in the first sessions talking with our colleagues from Next Gen U and from our organization about the time of the course. And we were wondering what's going to happen with the convocatory to the course, to the call for your participation. And we got some responses that they were going to say, well, countries are not going to respond because they are busy responding to COVID-19. And I have to admit, at a certain moment, I was a bit afraid. So I remember with Jesse sitting down and saying, well, how many candidates are we going to request per each country? And we said, well, let's go about one, and let's hope that the Ministries of Health will send. Well, we have a country, and there are some of you from Trinidad and Tobago. We have 33 participants, and we have to turn down some of them because we couldn't keep adding more. And then we keep receiving responses. Jesse mentioned 54 now, because we got 3 new nominees from countries that were really hoping to get into it. So we are very happy with the response. We are proving that independently of the pandemic, there are important spaces for continue our capacity building, and you are the example of that. So be the leaders that your country needs, and take advantage of the experience of Erica, of Richard, and all the members of this extraordinary team that has been working for months to have this course ready for you. I'm going to pass over the floor to Erica Frank, Dr. Erica Frank. She is the academic coordinator of the course. She will go through a general overview of the course, and then you will be reviewing the syllabus and calendar. So thank you very, very much, and over to you, Erica.
Wonderful. Thank you as well, Benjamin. Delighted to be with you all. Delighted to be talking about, as both Benjamin and Jesse said, a long-awaited course. The notion of Next Gen U started in 2001, and that's when I brought Next Gen U to WHO. So this course has been in some ways 19 years in the making. And that's part of what I'm going to talk about during this course in terms of important characteristics of leadership, that persistence is among them. So here's where we are in our agenda for this hour. I'm going to, as Benjamin said, walk you through a bit of an overview through the course and show you the course syllabus and calendar. We're going to have some discussion then about when we're going to have our synchronous meetings. So please be thinking about that. Our current plan is either Wednesday or Thursday afternoons at this time at 4 o'clock or at 5 o'clock Eastern time. So there'll be a chance for you to talk about that down at the bottom here, as well as a chance to discuss your answers to some of our leadership questions. And I pasted these in the chat room, but I'll just want to show them to you here. I'll show you them again toward the end. These are also in the pretest, and the pretest you'll encounter as your first piece. Please, before you start the working in the modules, will be, you can click on that pretest, and once you've done that, you'll be ready to leap into the trainings. But we wanted to give you a chance to begin sharing and begin interacting around some of these things today. So this is the course, and as Benjamin and Jesse mentioned, we are, for this first iteration, concentrating in the Caribbean and on COVID. Jesse was kind enough to introduce NextGenU a little bit. NextGenU is, as she mentioned, the world's first portal to free accredited higher education. And I invented it and founded it in 2001. And in that same year, brought it to WHO, who said, please go forth. Here's a little grant, get started. And here we are 2 decades later with offering registrants. We have registrants in every country now for NextGenU, and this includes even a full free master's degree in public health. And I presume and hope that probably picks up the hearing of some of you, that might be an interesting piece to talk about subsequently. And as noted here, we're being used by nearly half of US med schools and quite a number of US universities as well. So all of our courses are competency-based, and you'll see that reflected in the trainings, and I'll show you how that plays out in a moment. And we've published on this model and demonstrated its efficacy, and you're welcome to turn to the NextGenU site whenever you'd like to and have a look at our publications on this. You, of course, are going to be contributing to this as well with your consent, with your anonymized data as well, so that we can bring these kinds of trainings to the whole world in an optimized fashion. So let me walk you through briefly the course overview. The goal, as Jesse and Benjamin mentioned, is building public health leadership skills among y'all to help you both with current emergencies and disasters, but in certainly emphasizing COVID and the Caribbean context, but also to teach you and to improve existing skills that are extrapolatable, usable any place in the world and in any public health situation. We want to be, as Benjamin mentioned, quite hands-on. There are a lot of interactive activities. We will be having sessions every week where we'll be doing this kind of live interaction, but there'll also be a goodly amount of work in between to do. And the learning objectives for all of these pieces are here, that we don't just want this to be reading about leadership principles, but it's application of these principles and using them to develop documents and to use skills that you'll get a chance to practice during this course with each other and at home as in your regular work as well. As mentioned, it's competency-based education, and so the competencies form a foundation on top of which we've created learning objectives and student learning outcomes, so that we hope and expect that your education will be high yield in practical ways, as well as you're being able to have passed and have a certificate at the end that shows that you've been a successful participant in this wonderful PAHO course. So these are the various components of the course. As mentioned, there's a pre-test, which you'll see in the modules, above the modules, that you need to complete first to be able to start on the rest of it. And that has 3 components: the narrative questions, some multiple choice questions to allow us some pre-post comparisons and to allow you to identify your initial knowledge gaps, and a consent form. There are going to be live sessions every week, which will be quite exciting. We have a cohort of remarkable health leaders from around the world, including the former editor of the Journal of the American Medical Association, leaders from within PAHO, and even a dean of health sciences who led a protest from up in a tree this summer. And I interviewed him up in that tree. I was sitting here at home, but he was up in the tree leading a protest against the Kinder Morgan pipeline. He is one of my longest standing colleagues, and like I said, also a dean in the Faculty of Health Sciences at Simon Fraser University. So we're going to have the ability for you to interact with and learn from leaders of many different flavors. There will be readings that'll be quite a substantive amount of the training, and also some videos as well. You'll start with a video from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control, and those will be populated throughout the course, including some pre-recorded sessions like the one in the tree of some health leaders who you'll have some chance to interact with live as well. There'll be other kinds of learning activities that are more active and skills-based as well, again, competency-driven, and those you'll do with each other as peers and interacting with us as mentors, and I'll give you a chance to meet the us in a moment. Carlos, if you could make sure that Hugo, Miriam, Richard, and Valeria, I think they're all on, are able to log in a moment and say hello, that would be great. And then following those learning activities, which you'll have our guidance on, there are also at the end of each module quizzes and a final exam as well. So the course is going to happen between now and the week before Christmas. We've allowed it to spill over into Christmas week. If there are activities anyone needs to finish in that last week, we wanted to give you a little flexibility there, but the final exam will be the week before Christmas. There will be, as mentioned, both synchronous and asynchronous components. So in terms of the course schedule, we're on week 1 now, and this is your introduction to the public health leadership course. By next Wednesday or Thursday, when we meet again, we hope that we'll have had a chance for you to please go through Module 1, the Introduction to Leadership in Public Health, and then you'll be able to participate in what we hope and expect will be a rich discussion during that synchronous meeting next week. Following that, and you'll be able to see all of this, of course, in the syllabus. If you haven't already, we'll talk about public health ethics, about systems thinking, capacity development, teamwork, implementing public health programs in the community, and that'll be split across a couple weeks, as that's a big piece with which your tutors have a whole lot of experience, and we know that you do as well. So that'll be split across those 6 weeks. Then the last couple weeks on advocacy and communication, and then in that very last week, we'll have the chance, let me move that so you can see it, to do the final exam and completion of the learning activities. To be able to get the certificate, you need to do all the parts of it, the pre-quiz, the reading and the viewing of the videos, the quizzes for each lesson, and you're allowed unlimited attempts at that, to pass all of the required activities, and to pass the final exam with a maximum of 3 attempts, and complete the evaluation forms. It is our expectation and hope that everyone here is going to end up passing. This requires only your participation and the same level of effort that drove your colleagues to recommend you for this course. So we look forward to issuing certificates for everyone at the end from PAHO Virtual Campus of Public Health and NextGenU. So we have an opportunity now for you just to get to briefly meet our Dr. tutors. I've asked everyone to contribute answers to these 4 narrative questions, as well, to any of them that they'd like to chime in on. And also for you to meet Hugo, if you can make sure if she's able to unmute as well, NextGenU's Chief Executive Officer, who will also be leading this with us. So I'm going to start with, and then maybe we can do me, Miriam, Richard, Hugo, Valeria, in that order perhaps, with introducing myself. As Jessie mentioned, I am a physician and an MPH. I was at Emory University as the Vice Chair of Family and Preventive Medicine until 2006, when I moved to the University of British Columbia to become the Canada Research Chair in Preventive Medicine and Population Health. And I brought NextGenU with me, and it has been my major research effort since then. And to answer just one of these questions in terms of, 2 of them, sorry, in terms of leadership strengths, I wanna encourage you to think about the role of persistence and the fact that it's been since 2001 that we've aimed to bring this course to you. We'll talk more about that later. And my personal goals for this course are for everyone to have an outstanding learning experience, and to feel comfortable in interacting with us to make sure that you get that outstanding learning experience. All right, Miriam, you're up.
Hello, my name is Miriam Chickering. I'm Chief Executive Officer at NextGenU, and I'm also the founder and Chief Executive Officer at Nurses International. We have learners in every country, and my expertise is in globally scaled healthcare education. It's so good to be with you. My goal for the course is to get to know as many of you as possible. I feel like I have so much to learn from everyone that's on today. And as we were watching you register for the course, I was just so thrilled to be able to participate and get to know each of you a little bit. Thank you.
Richard?
Thank you, Erica, and I'm also delighted to be part of this. I'm also a physician. I was a clinical epidemiologist and I was director of the Center for Clinical Epidemiology and Biostatistics and professor of community medicine at the University of Newcastle in Australia. And I then moved to the University of Manchester in the UK, where I was professor of public health. I set up a fully online master's program at Manchester. And when I retired, I set up something not similar to NextGenU, a volunteer-led, very low-cost online MPH program. And delighted that we've now, People's Union has now merged with NextGenU, and we moving forward together. So it's a great pleasure to be part of this and to be able to contribute, and not only contribute, to learn from you all. In terms of my personal idea of what's the most important leadership quality, I think it's being good at what you do so that you can be a role model for others. Thank you.
Lovely. And Hugo and Valeria, you're both on as well. I saw Hugo. Yes, you want to go next?
Yes, of course. Good afternoon, everyone. Glad to be with you in this live session. I am Hugo Rojas. I am a physician from Bolivia, from South America. I have a background in education and transdisciplinary research. and I am part of nextgenu.org instructional design team. I will be available to help you with anything you need during the course. So if we experience any trouble or if you have any doubts with the content or with the platform, please do not hesitate to contact me. And my goal for this course is similar to Miriam's, which is to learn from you all, but also to use your experience and your feedback to improve the product, as this will be eventually this course, and your feedback will help to develop leaders in all over the globe. So thank you.
Excellent. And I see Valeria. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Valeria. I'm from Bolivia. I'm a physician too. I live currently in Spain, working on my residency on preventive medicine and public health. I am also a part of the instructional design team for nextgenu.org. I am also working on the team leading the response to the COVID-19 in my province here in Spain. And I am working with Dr. Heller. He is mentoring me in academic administration. My goal in this course is also learn with you about leadership. I know that we can benefit a lot of each other's experience. So thank you.
Fabulous. Well, I hope that you're as some fraction as excited as I am to see our team here. Our next task is to talk about whether we want to do this synchronous meeting on Wednesday or Thursday. And I'm expanding my screen because I hope I am anyway, maybe like that, so that everyone, if you look at the presumably bottom of your screen, you will see the opportunity to vote someplace. Are you seeing that on your screens? Or is that not a function?
No, we're not seeing Erika.
Okay, maybe that is not in your iteration of Zoom. Okay, so in this case, what we're going to have to do is if people whose videos are showing, and I would encourage you to have that be as large a cohort as you can, so if you can turn on the videos, and to indicate with a thumbs up whether there is a strong preference for or against Wednesday or Thursday for everyone's participation at 4 p.m. Eastern time. And if it's split, we might even switch back and forth. But if there is a clear majority, then we will likely, at least for the next weeks, choose one of those. So if someone, let's see, I see only page 1 with videos on. People who are on page 2, whose videos are not on, you can register your thoughts if you would in the chat room. Let me first ask, in terms of Wednesday at 4 o'clock, can you give me either a thumbs up or a thumbs down about whether that works for you? And you can have thumbs up or thumbs down to both if you need to, but let me know. So Wednesday works well for me. Valeria and Richard, you guys need to vote too. I know your answers, but we're role modeling interactive behaviors here. All right, so I'm seeing, oh, Desiree found the thumbs up icon. Excellent, thank you, good. Okay, so I'm seeing a couple of thumbs downs. Okay, all right, very good. So are we ready to transition? And again, if you feel that your answers weren't noted, please put them in the chat. I saw about half a dozen thumbs downs. Tell me about Thursday. Thursday at 4 p.m. Does that work for you? And again, you hopefully all of those who said, or many of those who said yes to Wednesday, will also say yes to Thursday. Yeah, okay. Oh, I'm seeing lots of thumbs ups there. I am seeing no thumbs downs. Okay, if you want to put in a thumbs down, please do so in the chat room, because otherwise it sounds like we've remarkably enough achieved consensus in this large cohort. Okay, I think we have the answer to that part. We are going to go with this same time, Thursdays at 4 o'clock, at least for next week. And we'll have lots more opportunities to interact and to check in about that. Okay, excellent. So let me, don't know, there we go. Okay, so we are ready now to transition to the next piece, to have Carlos Leon, who
Thank you very much,
will walk us through the orientation.
Thank you very much. As Erika just said, we completed the first part of the session. And let me introduce you to Licenciado Carlos León. He is somebody that you really need to meet. He is part of the Virtual Campus of Public Health technical team. So some of you already know him since he has been supporting the registration. He's the one who sent the welcoming email to everyone. And we have been working close together to be able to coordinate this technical component. I also want to say and show our appreciation to Gabriel Listovsky. He is the coordinator of the Virtual Campus of Public Health. He is in Argentina nowadays. He had to leave about a few days ago, and so he was not able to join us today. But he was a very important member of the team, and of course, he was part of this executive team that worked every week preparing the course and reviewing the content and so on. So Carlos León is going to go through some very important material. He's going to navigate us in the course, show you how to upload the profile pictures and forums and all that. So it's very important that you pay attention to what he has to say. And also it's going to be a fundamental resource to consult in case of any difficulty in accessing the page or the platform of the Virtual Campus. So over to you, Carlos, and great to see you.
Okay, thank you, Benjamin and Erika, and to the whole academic team of the course. We're very happy to start this course with the team and all of the participants. I see maybe some familiar names and faces. Fidel, I see Fidel Cuellar, Jennifer Anda, a lot of names that participated in Anela is also participating. So a lot of names that I know and I've been able to meet. And we're very happy to have you again in another course with the Virtual Campus of PAHO. I'm going to turn off my camera. I don't like to share my camera a long of time because of the Wi-Fi, and Miriam maybe knows that, and the whole team knows that I always turn on my camera after a few minutes. But the orientations we made about the Virtual Campus previously were very long. We did like 30 minutes showing our screen on how to navigate through the campus, but recently we know that it's a lot easier for most of you. So we don't spend much time with orientation and showing you the platform. So I'm just going to take 5 minutes maybe to share my screen and show you. Probably you should have received an email from the Virtual Campus with the steps on how to create your accounts in the Virtual Campus and log in and enroll in the course. So I'm going to assume that you already enrolled. I know that not everyone has had the time to enroll, but just to give you an introduction, you can just search on Google and put Caribbean Node Virtual Campus for Public Health of PAHO. And the first result should be the virtual campus and the Caribbean Node. So you have the flag. Here you see Jesse again in a video. And if you go down, then you will find the public health leadership course that this is the collaborative course with PAHO and NextGenU. So just click on the course and that will take you to the course. If you haven't created your account or enrolled, then you will have to follow those steps. And in the email, in the welcome email, you will find the self-enrollment key. So just remember, those steps are just going to be needed the first time. And in the future, if you go to here, as I showed you, the portal of the Caribbean Node and click on the course, it should take you here. Maybe it will ask you to sign in, but you should have no difficulties with entering. If you have any issues with creating your account or enrolling or activating your account, we have the help desk. I will send you a chat here in Zoom with the email of the help desk so that you also have it. But any questions related to the activities, to the forums, to the course, to different pre-test, post-test, please contact your tutors. They've presented themselves. So the whole team is available to assist you in everything related to the course. So one of the things we expected you to complete during the orientation was to upload your profile pictures. I know we're far from each other. We do not see each other now. Even now with the pandemic, it's more difficult. Maybe we see a lot of our colleagues using Zoom and Teams and all these platforms. So that's like a different way to know each other. But also upload your profile pictures here in the virtual classroom so that when we go to the forums or when we go to the list of participants over here at the right side, we can see your picture. So I open the list of participants and I can open all of the list. Well, and I can have an idea of all of our colleagues who are in this course. So you can see the students, you can see PAHO coordinators, and you can see the name of the tutors that they presented themselves a few minutes ago. So it's here Erica and Richard and all the team. If you want to upload your profile picture, here's a guide on how to do that. But you can also, well, if you want to try it without reading the guide, you just go to the right-hand side at the top of your screen and then click on profile. And when you open the profile, you just go to edit profile. You can write a description of yourself here in your profile. And then here where it says new picture, I already have one, but if you don't have one, just drag and drop your picture. It has to be an image file, a photo of yourself. Just drag and drop here, or you to just click on the plus sign and then look for your file in your computer. So I have it here. I just click on upload this file and then I update my profile. And that's it. That's easy, really easy to do. I also suggest that you go to preferences, also at the right-hand side at the top where you have your name. And you go to, well, preferred language, and you select English so that you always have the platform in English. And you can also go to forum preferences, and here click on here where it says email digest type. You can decide if you want to receive a single email each time there's posts in the forum, or you can decide if you want to just receive one email per day. So that's up to you here in the forum preferences. And that's how to upload your profile picture. So I'm going to go back to the course. And oh, well, here you have at the left side and at the right side some useful blocks that you will use throughout the course with useful links. For example, you will always have the Zoom link at the right-hand side in this block. The link will always be the same. It's going to be, it won't change, and the meeting ID, or you can use the meeting ID or the link. So it should be, we hope it's easy for you to connect to the webinar sessions that Erica and the team will have for you. Also, you can have the list of participants here at the right side. At the left side, you can see your grades. You can have access to the Zoom again, and access to the Exchange forum and the calendar. Well, this is the orientation calendar, but here in the center part, then you have the resources, activities, and all of the readings, quizzes, pre-tests, and all of those access. So I see that you have to complete a pre-test first, and after you complete the pre-test, then you will have access to the materials of the lessons. So they are, it's just like restricted. So you have to complete the pre-test first, and you just access it here. And you just click on attempt quiz, and after you complete the pre-test, you should be able to see the rest of the materials. Okay, in the case of the forums, and I think that's the last thing I'm going to explain today, is the announcements forum and the exchange forum. So the announcements forum, your tutors and coordinators are going to send you important messages, reminders, or any other announcements or news that they have to give you. You just click on the title of the announcement, and then you can see what Hugo is reminding you of here. Hugo and Erica and all of the team. You will receive these announcements also in your email, but try always to log into the platform and go inside the course so that you can see what's new, if there's new material uploaded, if you have deadlines or anything like that. And in the case of the Exchange forum, okay, again, you can click on the discussion. And then in this case, in the Exchange forum, you can post replies. So Hugo again sent a first message. Here's a reply by Sima, by Fidel, by Alicia. And you can just click on the reply button below the message you want to reply to, and just write your message. You can subscribe to the forum. That means you will receive copies in your email, and then you just post to forum. So I hope that's pretty simple. Hopefully the platform will not be an issue for you. We know that once you begin knowing the platform, taking the activities, readings, and all of that, it will be hopefully easy for you to navigate, and you will be able to concentrate on the course, the interesting topics and materials that they are going to share with you. So here in the forum, you can write your message. You can use the bold letters and all of that. If you want to add a link, or the basic things that you know how to do when you write a text. Okay, and well, if you want to go back to the main page of the course, just click on here on the initials. So from our side here in the virtual campus, well, we're based in Panama. We're very happy to have you in this course. Gabriel Listovsky, who is the campus coordinator, wasn't able to be in today's meeting, as Benjamin mentioned, but well, hello to, he's always very happy to have you in the courses, and thanks to all the team. Oh, the recording will be in the course, so if you want to see it again, if you want to share it with your colleagues, you can do that. So I will share that after we finish.
Thank you very much, Carlos, and we really appreciate the tour towards the platform of the virtual campus. We're getting close to the end. As Carlos Leon mentioned, it's very important, especially for those of you who know somebody else who is not participating today, to send the link of the recording of the session so that person can go through it and be able to continue. I think I've been seeing some of the chats. Some of you, or one person didn't receive the welcoming mail, so it was good that I sent it to the coordination in Trinidad and Tobago, and that's why he's participating today. But anyway, it's important that you all register and follow the instructions as Carlos already mentioned. I don't know if Erica, you want to add anything else before we close today's session? You're muted.
There we go.
Okay.
So thank you. I just wanted to see if folks had any questions. And Carlos, you said we'd have the opportunity to unmute everyone's mics. Do you have any questions? Or are any of you current or budding leaders willing to offer an answer to one of the narrative questions that I had posed for you at the beginning of this and that are in your pretest? So any questions from you or any answers about your leadership skills?
Okay, you can write in the chat, or you should have a raise your hand, also an icon to raise your hands if you have any comments. I could ask all to unmute, but I prefer, well, maybe we prefer if you write in the chat or raise your hand.
Just in case, the hand icon is located near your name. You will see a microphone, a camera, and then you can you have the option of the hand when you see more.
Yeah, and I will post in the questions again. And I want to lean on you all a little here. This is a chance for you to practice leadership. Oh, thank you. Okay, so we've got one from Nuala. So you think one of the most important essential components of effective leadership is being self-motivated. Indeed, and it clearly was a self-motivated person who wrote that. Thank you, that's great. Lovely.
Yeah, they are usually shy and they don't like to talk a lot, but I know in the next webinars they will be more participative.
Yes, to be clear, this will be even a much higher percentage of engaged time, but lovely seeing your responses in the chat. And these are indeed characteristics that you will see identified as characteristics of leadership. Excellent. And no questions about what's coming up. Clearly, you're welcome to contact us for both Hugo and me and Carlos for whatever needs you have. I think seeing no questions.
I have a question, Professor Frank.
Yes, Ms. Chickering.
I'd like to know, maybe not to share today, but soon, what your biggest leadership challenges and opportunities are, because we're developing this course, but we don't know you. And you have leadership challenges and opportunities every single day. And we're here for the next 11 weeks to be with you in that. So as you're comfortable, please share, and we'll share too what our leadership challenges and opportunities are. And that way we can make sure the course really meets your needs right where you're at. That's really important to us. So can you reflect a little bit on what are your biggest leadership challenges and opportunities? And when you're comfortable, maybe share them with one of the tutors or with Dr. Frank or with the group. Thank you.
Excellent. Benjamin, I think we're ready for you to perhaps wrap us up on time. Yeah.
Thank you very much, and great question, Miriam. We're seeing some very interesting responses in the chat, and that just tells us that we have a wonderful group of people with a lot of experience that we can share. And I'm going to be a bit jealous not to participate in all the sessions, but I'll try to join you as much as I can. Communication and respect, accountability. We should remember that our team is our ally. That sounds very interesting and true, of course. Committed and reliable. So we have really a good decision-making, creativity and communication. Lead without a title, and that comes to what I mentioned when I talk about the humility. And there is this author, Bennis, who talks about that leaders should be humble. So really interesting responses. Too bad that we're getting very close to 5 p.m. We could continue talking about leadership for a long time, I'm sure. But we're coming close to the end. I, again, want to thank you, all of you, for participating this afternoon. I think you are more familiar with the virtual campus. You are more familiar with the expectations from your tutors, from the academic coordinator. You have seen the modules and the different activities that you will be carrying out during the next few weeks. It's important for you to know that as it is a certificate course, you need to complete all the requirements that Dr. Frank mentioned to you. And that means also in terms of your participation and being able to load into the sessions and complete all the readings and requirements from the course. Again, thank you to all of you. I want to really show my appreciation to the NextGenU team, led by Dr. Erika Frank, Miriam, Hugo, Valeria. I haven't met Richard, but he's a quite important addition to the team from NextGenU. I was looking at his CV and it's really impressive. So we're very happy to have him with us. I want to thank very much to the PAHO team as well. You met Carlos Leon already. Gabriel Istopsky, who is not with us, but he has been a very important member of the team. I want to thank Ms. Jessie Chudane, our coordinator from the sub-regional program. And again, the recording will be ready soon. And next Thursday, we will start with the course and come with all the energy and with all the willingness to share your experiences and to not only learn, but also share with us your knowledge and skills. Thank you all and have a wonderful afternoon. Goodbye.
Thank you, everyone. See you next week.
I sent a Google Meet link so we can debrief for a few minutes if you'd like. Let's go over there.